So for this video we have a terrible knife company, some sharpening, and a short story. This was always supposed to be a sharpening channel, and I find myself wanting to use it to rant about things, and I keep saying I'm going to stop doing that. So I didn't have a rant about this knife yet, or about Hogue, but I just figured out a way I can do that without kind of breaking the theme of the channel. So I'm going to sharpen this knife, and while I sharpen it, I'm going to tell a story and rant about Hogue. So if you're here to learn how to sharpen, then this is not the right video. If you love Hogue, then this is not the right video. If you like soft steels, this is not the right video for you. It's probably not the right video for anyone, other than someone who is about to give Hogue their money. So yeah, stick around if you want to hear about that. I'll just talk about the sharpening equipment first, so then I can get on to my story. I've got a Veneve 400 grit here, which I'm going to use. And I'm probably going to just use the 400 grit, and then I will strop on 1 micron. I've just got a bit of perspex there. I like to lift the platform up a bit, so when I hold the knife like this, my knuckles don't hit the table. I just like it elevated a bit. So this knife is the Hogue Mini Ritter RSK in Magnacut. It was the sprint run from Knifeworks, and the spec is 63 to 64 HRC. And like probably all of you guys watching this, I don't need any more knives. I've got loads. So the only time I buy a knife or get interested in a knife is if it brings me something that I don't otherwise have. And I didn't have a high hardness Magnacut folder. I didn't want a soft Magnacut folder, which is why I've never bought anything else. Yeah, so this was listed as 63 to 64 HRC. So I ordered it from Knifeworks, and it took a very, very long time to ship and arrive. I guess they just overpromised and sold more than they had. But when I got it and I used it, it felt exceptionally soft. So spoiler alert, this actually tested at 61.5, but it felt softer than that to me, and maybe that's just, maybe it was burnt edge, maybe I was just expecting it to suck, I don't know. It felt really bad, and it was dulling really fast. So I tested it. I might throw up an image in a minute, I'm not sure if I can be bothered, but you can see on my Instagram if you want to see test photos. I tested it, and it averaged 61.5 HRC. I contacted Hogue about this directly, and Hogue said to me, "Oh, that's interesting. Please give us the SKU and the link to the Knifeworks product, and this will take some investigation," they said. So I sent them photos of my tests, videos, and also the link to the product. And they didn't get back to me. I sent that email to them, let me just check now. I sent that email on the 22nd of June. And they never got back to me, saying that they were going to do anything or refund me or send me a new knife. So then on the 7th of July, I sent them another email saying I'm just following up to see if there's been any progress. I'll throw these images up on screen as well so you guys can see exactly word for word. And they didn't reply to that one. So on 20th of July, I sent them another email saying it's been a long time and I've not heard back. What's happening? Are you going to send me a new knife out? And they replied to that one saying that 61.5 HRC is within spec. And I don't know if they've got a carbon monoxide leak or they've been huffing glue, but I think pretty much anyone can realise that 61.5 is not between 63 and 64. So I obviously wasn't happy with that response. They did offer that I could send the entire knife back and they would send me another one, but why should I have to send the entire knife back? This blade is of no use to them anymore. They can't sell it, it's been used and sharpened, and it's got hardness test marks in it. Why couldn't they just send me a new blade and I could put that blade in the knife? So, I can only be so frustrated here. I can only, because they were willing to replace it under, I've got to ship this back to America from the UK, and then I've got to pay for customs on a new one getting sent back to me. So I wasn't going to do that, because in my opinion I was probably very likely to get another soft one back. I know Brian from Transparent Knives has tested one and his was at 63.5, I think. So they are capable of shipping out knives to spec, but mine wasn't to spec. And it just pisses me off so much that you guys probably don't have a Rockwell hardness tester. Not many people do. They're huge, they take up a lot of space, and they're expensive. So why would you have one? But you just can't trust knife manufacturers to ship stuff out to spec. It's like, I would rather they didn't even put the spec on their website than have a spec up that's inaccurate. So many people have so many knives that don't hit spec. You can just look online and see thousands of posts about knives testing softer than they should have been. It's because these manufacturers know they can get away with it. They know that no one out there is going to be testing these. Only a few will get tested, a few will be under spec, a few people will complain, most people won't understand or won't care. And they'll just get away with it and save money by just sending out, chewing gum steel. It's so stupid now. I don't understand why people put up with it. So I've got a nice burr now. Just going to try and deburr that. This is one of the problems I was having with it before, is this burr is so stubborn. Just wobbles back and forth. Had the same issue with the Magnacut mules from Spyderco, and those were soft as well. So far I've not been having a pleasant experience with Magnacut. I'm sure it's great because loads of people out there love it, but everything I've had in Magnacut so far has sucked. I don't understand why it's resisting abrasion so well. Oh, I don't care, this knife sucks, so I'm just gonna strop it now. That'll be fine. So I'm just gonna move to the strop now. I'm gonna start with 1 micron. I did a very terrible job sharpening this, so I'm gonna give it a very, very, very good strop. Hopefully I can just carry this into a passable job for stropping. Just going to spread the wear around on the strop a bit. Looks like this strop is loading on that side. It's probably because I've been using either short blades or didn't load any compound on this side. Oh yeah, I can see it loading with steel now. Just using short blades, I guess. I'm not quite getting that. There we go. It was under-angled. Oh, again. What's wrong with me? There we go. I'm not in the groove today. Alright, let's go to the 0.25. I should have wiped the knife off then, just in case I had any residue on it. Didn't want to transfer it over to the 0.25, but who cares? struggling to get this angle. There we go. Yeah, so I don't suggest you do so many passes on a single side really, but I was under-angling, I could feel. I was under-angling, so they were pointless passes. I've stropped this knife so much. That's so over-stropped, it's crazy. So we're going to sharpness test this now. Got a best sharpness tester. I'm using a spool and a 100-gram weight to tension it off. I'm expecting around 130 grams to cut this. I didn't do a very good job at sharpening, but I did strop the knife to oblivion. So we should get 130. 113. That's pretty decent. Let's go again. Test 2. Using a sharpening job as poor as the quality of this knife. Oh, what the hell? 56. Something must have gone wrong there. Let's try that again. I definitely didn't do that good a job. Wow. Okay. So my job is uneven. I'm around 100 near the belly and 60 near the heel. So here we have a hair, fairly zoomed in. Let's see if we can whittle this. I can feel it biting, it wants to cut the whole thing in half. Let's try again. Okay, here is another hair. See if we can get it on film this time. Ugh, it just wants to bite the whole thing in half. Here we go. We'll be able to get this. No, in half again. Just see how well it cuts these Rizzlers. These are Rizzler Blues. Very, very, very thin papers. Really good. Cut test mediums. That's actually a really, really smooth cut. Probably all that stropping I did. That's cutting much better than I expected. I'm quite surprised. For those of you that don't really care how sharp it is, or are just used to seeing it cut paper, this is kind of what you can expect. Yeah. I'm quite surprised. Either way, I still wouldn't get one of these. If only just to never give Hogue any more money after treating me like crap as a customer. I think the next video I do is either going to be on Spyderco ceramics, like the Spyderco medium and ultrafine bench stones and stuff, or maybe on a good knife and a good steel. This is a Chad in PM60. I've not sharpened this yet, but I am excited to do a good sharpening job on this and see how low we can get that number. So if you're interested in seeing that, let me know and I will do a video. Thanks for watching, guys. See you next time.